All right, Shalom. Hey, before I get started, I want to give all the glory and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honors unto my apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and safety to all the sincere Akyam that's out here pushing this word in truth and in all sincerity. Shalom. All right. Shalom to you, sincere sisters, and you new listeners as well. All right. Back at it again. It's going to be a real quick one. Well, we'll only come back tonight and do another stream, but Spirit just hit me on this. And hey man, homelessness is becoming a real issue. Homelessness, you know, that's a real curse, a real plague here in Babylon, aka America, you know. And, you know, I'm located here in Metro Atlanta, right? And man, if you live in Metro Atlanta, you know what I'm about to say is true. Is these homeless encampments go all the way out to way beyond 285, man. You know, when a lot of people think about homeless encampments, it's like, yeah, I'm trying to pull this car off. And I'm pretty sure this is how it is in all major cities. So I'm not trying to make this seem like, oh man, here. Nah, this is just the observation. All right. I was just driving off of you know, Panola and Panola Road on the east side. And they tore down a few buildings on the side of the highway because they're doing a lot of construction on the highways here. And when they tore down these buildings and they just became empty lots, the homeless literally have moved in and taken over. Like there's tents. I just driving by, what made me cut this on was a woman was on the side of the road folding up stuff. And I'm like, damn, you know, and the scriptures speak about people being casted out of their homes, the cost of living being so high that it's almost impossible for people to maintain a home, let alone live by themselves. Foreclosures are up. There's been over, probably at this point of the year, over 100,000 foreclosures. You understand? Like, foreclosures is not the same as eviction. You have to be 120 days behind to get foreclosed on, kicked out of your home. All right. Yeah, I don't know. Fuck this nigga telling me what to do with my camera. What are you talking about? Get out of here. So again, homelessness is a real pandemic that's not being as seen as one. People are are people are being cast out of their homes, apartments. Another big thing here in Metro Atlanta, specifically DeKalb County, is DeKalb County are closing down a lot of elementary schools. They're closing down a lot of schools because people aren't able to live in these neighborhoods anymore. People aren't able to live in these neighborhoods no more. So when one school may have had, let's just throw out a number. Let's just say one elementary school might have had 700 students. or 5, I don't know. You get what I'm saying? Like, let's just say one school had 500 students. But because people can't afford to live in certain neighborhoods or area code or zip codes, right? And then, people aren't having as many children. Um, a lot of people are living in-town suites. Listen, I used to Uber, and I don't do it anymore, you know. But when I used to Uber here in Metro Atlanta, sometimes you get up early and you do that morning time, right? You know how many people I would pick up from in-town suites, taking their kids to school? There'd be so many kids at these in-town suites now, these extended stays, that the school systems are now starting to send buses to in-town suites. Look it up in Florida. Go look up in Florida how majority of the staff that works in Disney World live in in-town extended stays, in-town suites, extended stays. And they have to have school buses go to these motels to pick up school kids. This is the reality. Okay? Isaiah 19, the Lord said that I send forth a perverse spirit in the land, in the midst of Egypt, and there shall be no work for the head or the tail. Unemployment, stagnation is a new thing that we're experiencing, on top of inflation, shrink inflation. We're now experiencing no growth. See, this is how these talking heads keep the average American citizen in a stupor, by using terms, the jargon. A lot of this, if you don't understand the word, you not understanding the statement. Labor force. You understand? I've spoken on this before too. This is basic economics. For you to be considered unemployed, listen, your lazy brother or sister or whoever is not considered unemployed just because they're in a house with no job. To technically be considered unemployed and be accounted a part of that statistic, or that number, that percentage rate, you have to be actively looking for employment for X amount of days, like 90 days or something like that. You have to be actively going out and applying, not getting jobs, and so on and so forth. You have to be actively. So your wife, let's just say you're a couple, the wife isn't working, she's not considered unemployed. Unemployed. You have another term. You got to understand the labor force. See, unemployment is the labor force divided by, you get what I'm saying? It's a formula. Who's part of the labor force? See, so when they tell you these terms, oh, unemployment is down. If you don't understand that's a play on words. If you understood, I'm about to close up here because this was like a real quick one, but just was highlighting the fact of unemployment, man. I mean, homelessness, because most times unemployment leads to homelessness. You know, like I've spoken on, I work downtown. The amount of homeless downtown is crazy. People literally are living, the amount of people in America that live in their cars. So you people have this like notion that, you just have your head stuck up your ass, and you kind of ignore a lot of shit. So you act like, oh well, it's not happening. What I think Obama said this, when it's happening to my neighbor, it's a recession. When it's happening to me, it's depression. And that's the attitude of people. The amount of women that are homeless, the amount of women that work with me, that live in their cars. That's why I did this video. It wasn't a man, it was a woman. I'm like, damn, man. Like, I be seeing so many homeless women out here. Hey, man, it's only gonna get worse and worse and more depressing, more sad, more violent. Okay. So, hey, let me close this up. This was just supposed to be a real quick one. You know, this is getting serious, y'all. More and more women and children are finding themselves homeless. So, hey, we shall see how this continues the rest of this year. With that, I want to give all the glory and honor to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai Bashim Kakadash. Shalom.